is that? Welcome back to the Dadskillz car channel. Now, in the last video, we were fitting some auxiliary driving lights to Freddy. They turned out really good, but we had to make a few adjustments before my daughter and I could do the scatter rally that I talked about last time. If you are unfamiliar with the scatter rally, I will link a video down below that gives a good description of it so you can take a closer look if you want it. I will tell you later on how we did in that scatter rally, but there's a few adjustments that I'll show you, I'll take you around, that we did to the car before. And also in this video, there's going to be some wiring, more wiring. So we're going to alter some wiring in the front of the car, and we're also going to do some wiring at the back of the car as well. So that's all cool. Let's take a look. So let's have a look at the first of the alterations we did. These were brilliant, but being so lightweight and the lights being so lightweight and cheap, we needed these little stabilizers just to stop them wobbling about. So we'll insert a clip of what they look like now with these stabilizers on. All that rig now can come off for the time being. Second thing I did, well, we'll call that second thing, but I think you've seen that already. All I need to do is put some of those nice connector plug things on there, and that light, that was the courtesy light. Now I've got this LED thing that is really good at night, really useful. So we've put this strap in to strap down spare wheel and whatever tools went in there. I actually started out wide and it was probably a bit too wide, so I've come in, so I've changed those to threaded eye bolts, whatever they're called, and brought these in a bit closer, and that should do the trick. Keep a couple of spare wheels in there. Proof that Freddy is the cash cow that keeps on giving. Cash car? Cash car, not cash cow. Cash car. I was struggling to sell the air conditioning stuff, so I scrapped it instead. So for the compressor itself, we got £1.60. Wow. And then for the rest of it, the radiator and stuff, we got £4. So £5.60 Freddy contributes to the fund. Woohoo! So for the navigator, we installed this little sort of net here. You can put a map in there or whatever. Just sling something in there that you need out of the way for a couple of seconds, and then it's still, you know, you can still open the glove box. That's really cool. And then we had like clips everywhere holding phones in places and stuff, and that didn't work. They just kept falling off. So we're now going to try this. This is just a big bit of Velcro, and we can attach its opposing hooks or loops onto the back of a phone case that you can use occasionally. Put that on for when you're out and about, and we just stick it on there, so you can stick stuff on there, get it out of the way. It won't drop on the floor under your feet or anything. So that is a useful little innovation. Possibly the last thing in here before we do something useful. Down there, can you see I've installed like an ODB2 reader? Well, that is for this. Now, this is my son's ex phone. He got an upgrade, and this is like an iPhone SE. So when you look on Music Magpie or somewhere, this is worth like 10 quid, so it's not worth chopping in. So I thought I'd use it for this car. We might have to turn the ignition on, but right, we're connected. So what it gives us then is this dashboard that I have there. So when we were driving along, I could see the time, I could see the speed we were doing, RPM and all that sort of stuff, because obviously my speedo is not, look, we're still doing 30, we're parked dead still. Yeah, so this thing was brilliant. Driving around, you could see all these sort of things that you'll never need, but things that were useful at the time. And when you go into look at what you can actually have on your dashboard, if you like, there's probably over 30 things that you could put on there if you wanted to. So that's a really useful device, and I've gone expensive with it. Like this app was the most subscribed app, if you like, and that was £6.99, and that dongly thing down there was probably 22 quid off Amazon. I'll link it down below, but I went for the expensive one because apparently the cheap ones are just those with that software flashed onto it or something, and so they could be bugs in it, apparently. I don't know, but 30 quid to get that is pretty cool, I reckon. Okay, so what we're going to concentrate on in this video is down here, when we took the centre console out, we were left with a couple of cables. Now, one of these, that one, I think, is the, traction control crap. So that needs to be mounted up here somewhere. And this is a 12-volt output. So we need to unpick all these, which means taking, undoing that. There's a bracket there that can now come out when it all goes back together. And when we're doing this, you see here, like that can come out and actually get chopped off. At some point, we're going to take the carpet out and we're going to take this sound deadening out because we don't need that, and put the carpet back in. Now we've got the passenger gear change model. That's pretty cool. So, oh yeah, they're behind there. Down here is the what's it for that bracket that we don't need anymore. And what I'm thinking is, just make a start on this. What I'm thinking is this. I could actually have that a lot higher up, couldn't I? So we can have some sort of touring car action going on. That's not a job for today, but that is certainly like an easy thing to do by the look of it. So we shall have to revisit that. As if by magic, we have wires that we can easily separate there. And that one. So, tape it all back up again. Put all that back together. That is all back in. With just our couple of cables there that we want. So, that's got to go up inside. But do we taken this out, couldn't we? Just that one. And up in here, up there, there's nothing at all. It's just open space. Right, okay, that was interesting. It didn't end up where I thought it was going to go. So this is my bit of Velcro. I thought it was going to go here somewhere. And then I got thinking, I know she's got a seatbelt on, but if we were in an accident and the airbag went off, or she went forward and hit her face there somewhere with leads and stuff sticking out, that wouldn't be great, would it? So I've put it down here, out the way. It's not in the way of this, although it may be with stuff stuck in there, but you know, she's got a map in there. She's not going to want to get into the glove box. There's nothing in there for her. So I put it there. She can still reach it, and you may say she can knock her leg on it. Yes, but at least it's not her head on there. I don't think it'll be that bad, actually, if we stick that in there. No, that'll be fine, because we're obviously going to have a nav's footrest there anyway, aren't we, at some point. Now, I would like to get a switch in there. I don't want it staying on all night, which means that must stay on all night, but it doesn't drain the power, because as soon as I plug this in, it stays on all the time, which isn't ideal. I've taped the end because I don't want it touching any of that metal work down there. Yeah, okay. An inline switch. So we got this far. We just need to make this look semi-respectable. I've taped the traction control up. Right, while I'm doing this, you show them the actual grid. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So I was thinking we could put like aluminium here and make it look racy, but just kept it simple in the end. Just got a blank. Can't go too much further than that, actually. Right, so that's that. Right, here we have this thing. Go in there. What was it?
Blue. No.
Red in the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then blue there.
Yeah. What's that? That's that. That's the right way up. Right.
Red in the middle.
Just have a look at that. Can you see the green shining onto my hand? You see that?
No.
Right, you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see the light? So, that's why we've installed the switch. Right. On it goes. That's all right, isn't it? Apart from that, it's so annoying, that little bit in the corner there.
How'd you get out?
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? That's, and then we've got room for something else. Yeah, nice. That's really good. What do you reckon? Thanks, Arthur, for your help. Okay, before we go back outside, this is something that I'm just doing. And this is the top tail light. I don't think this is where the water's coming through. I've been looking at it, but I've put some silicone. I haven't got any of this foam stuff, draft excluder looking type stuff, isn't it? So I've just put a bead of silicone all the way around. I'm going to wait for that to dry. I've seen many people just sling that straight on wet. But if I ever want to change this or get to it, it's never going to come off, is it? So we'll leave that bead to dry, and then I'll put that back on. Another thing I probably haven't shown you is I got rid of that little stumpy aerial in the end. I didn't like the look of it, so we just stuck some rubber bungs in there. Something else I've been busying myself with and not put on camera is I managed to take a few more trims off that I think I can get away with. They're just trims, pocket, bin, door bin. Trims from the back, I'll show you. Down there. I think we can get away without those, can't we? And these are some internal trims off the boot. Then inside those door cards at the rear, speakers are gone. Those grabs have gone, and then all this sound deadening insulation-y crap that was inside, that's gone. There's a fair bit of weight in all that stuff, so all that stuff can go. Here's where our top tail light will go when that's ready. Now, the other thing I want to do, when we've been out at night and you go the wrong way and you've got to reverse, that is absolutely hopeless. And there's a bit of indecision online whether that's actually meant to warn pedestrians that you're reversing, or whether it's actually for the driver's use. No one can quite make their mind up, but what we're going to do is we're going to have an old school rally reversey light, and that is going to go about there somewhere. See, they're like on the old Minis and Mark 1 Escorts and things. We are going to put that there, and that's going to give me loads of light. It's going to look very cool as well. Now, because this thing's metal, a bit different from the spotlights we put on. This thing has only got one wire going to it, so that's live, and then this whole unit is the ground, if you like. So that'll be cool. We'll pop a hole in there, and then to wire that in, we're going to come into this cable here that goes down to the reverse light. Still got a bit of water coming in. I think it's lights, you know, backlights, but I'm not massively worried. We will get to it, but I'm not massively worried because there's no carpet or anything in here, and it just dries on its own. I know it's not ideal at coming in. We will get to it at some point. Hole's done. It's always a bit nerve-wracking cutting through car bodywork, but now I couldn't get it where I wanted it here. I wanted it nice and in the middle, but I couldn't do that because here the internals are like that thick, so you can't get a bolt through there or anything. So we've come here on the angle, which is better because it means I can now angle it maybe towards the middle of the car. That's fine. This is where it bolts in. Washer there first. I'm going to paint these now so they don't rust. Washer on there first so we can rotate it and it won't scratch the paintwork. 20mm closed grommet, hole through it for the flexible conduit to go through. Yeah, nice. So we're done and on. It looks pretty cool. It's old school, isn't it? Proper old school rallying. Right, so that's that. That's got plenty of swivel either way and out and back. And then we've got a nice closed grommet with some flexible conduit there. That's really good. And then we've got our connection up there, and it goes in this flexible conduit through there, down here, and then we're into a nice little Wago out the way, clipped, not going to come undone. And then I've had to untape that, and I've taped all that back up. So let's see if the whole earthing to the body thing works. Let's go and put it in reverse. Ignition on. Reverse. Ooh, so we should be on. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's awesome. That's going to be nice and bright at night as well. So let's just make sure it's not on permanently. Oh, fantastic. Excellent. So how did we do in the scatter rally? Well, we did really well. There were a few cars that got affected by punctures and things. And this is only the second one we've ever done. And we came second overall, which was really good. So I just about managed to keep my daughter motivated with loads of chocolate and Coke and all things sugary. And maybe I can entice her to do another one. She did really well. Next up on Freddie, I reckon it's going to be something like brakes, maybe, or mud flaps, or one of the two. The brakes need doing. The discs are awful. So I'm putting together some parts now. We're going to go maybe yellow stuff on the front, Mintex pads on the back, grooved discs. We'll see how we get on with those. So that's coming up. But until the next time, goodbye.